Good morning and welcome to Knox United Church here in Kenora. My name is Meg Illman-White and I'm the minister of Knox. And welcome to Knoxtown, a production of Phil Burke, Knoxtown's own quirky writer for almost 20 years now. Knoxtown has become a tradition here at Knox, and Phil has spent days and days of phoning and directing literally from his own living room. Today we also offer our Comfort and Joy service at 4 p.m. and you'll be able to find it here on this exact same YouTube channel. The Comfort and Hope service helps us to just sit in silence and quiet and reflect on the past year. Some of the losses, some of the griefs. And we have all experienced those in this difficult year past. And so we invite you to join us at 4 p.m. This week has often been what we have long called in the United Church White Gift Service or Hidden Gift Service. This year, instead of doing our traditional bringing forward of gifts that we then take to an organization in town, we are suggesting that you make a donation to our Knox Benevolent Fund. The Benevolent Fund allows us to reach out in a confidential way to people who find themselves in crisis and between the cracks of what social service agencies may be able to offer or help with. It's those unexpected hits, an illness, a vehicle breakdown, even buying meds for a sick family member. It can throw off a monthly budget, creating a disastrous chain of financial events. Knox, working with other agencies throughout the community, can help to make sure that people have enough in difficult times. Please send your check to Knox. Any amount is gratefully received, and if you can just mark Benevolent Fund in the memo line. We come now for a moment into silence as we light the Christ candle, a sign that God is with us everywhere and in everything that we do. Today is the third Sunday in Advent, and so we light 3 Advent candles. Candle of hope, the candle of peace, and the candle of joy. Today is one day of the year when Knox lets down its hair and has fun during the hour we normally set aside for worship. And if you've come expecting anything that you've come to consider normal as you tune into our video services, well, today will not be normal in any way, shape, or form. Anne Lamott says that laughter is carbonated holiness. And I've come to find that that's true. Certainly as Knoxtown rolls around each year, we put on a completely different hat and we see a different side of one another and join in a zany, quirky celebration of community. Over the nearly 20 years of Knoxtown's existence, it has created memories that bond this little community in the holiness of laughter. We get to see a part of each other that we do not always see. It's playful, and if you're tuning in from our extended viewer land, well, stick around and put on your crazy hat and beware. It may make absolutely no sense to you. It makes absolutely no sense to most of us as well. In fact, I think that's the beauty of Knoxtown. There may be a live performance or two from Christmases past. Let's get started.
Here comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail. Hippity hoppity, Easter's on its way, bringing every girl and boy baskets full of Easter joy. No. I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus underneath the mistletoe last night. She didn't see me creep downstairs to have a peep. She thought that I was tucked up in my bedroom fast asleep. Then I saw Mommy tickle Santa Claus underneath his beard so snowy white. What a laugh it would have been if Daddy had only seen Mommy kissing Santa Claus last night. She didn't see me creep downstairs to have a peek. She thought that I was tucked up in my bedroom fast asleep. Then I saw Mommy tickle Santa Claus underneath his beard so snowy white. What a laugh it would have been if Daddy had only seen Mommy kissing Santa Claus last night.
to the first virtual Knoxtown show since we first began these things in the year 2002. You will see a lot of talented participants today, and you're also going to see a group that makes these virtual videos once a week. Happens to be on Sundays. Special thanks goes to Meg for tying all these little videos together. We're going to start off with meeting the Knoxtown troubled mayor and her badly needed image consultants. Enjoy the show. It's nice to have you here. Are we turned off now?
Well, Alice, you were right. We won the election fair and square. I'm so proud. And now the real work begins. There's just so many issues to take care of in this town, like so many. First of which is making sure that I have a big, fabulous, mighty impression at the inauguration ball.
Of course it is. Mm-hmm. Which is why I hired consultants noted for rebuilding public images. I have arranged a video conference with them very shortly.
Seriously, Alice, how can anyone improve on perfection?
Well, you can start by paying me a decent wage, particularly since I was laid off at the hamburger joint due to the pandemic.
Oh, well, I am willing to listen to those consulting people who I can assure you will conform my personal presentation and perfection to the town. You know, I really do love my hair. It's just so amazing. I mean, I've worked for years to get it to look like this. Okay, how about you run along and get a hold of those consulting people and I practice my speech? How about that? Okay. Let me just... My dearest fellow citizens, after years of abuse at the incompetent hands of the previously loathsome administrators, powers much higher than we can imagine have determined that your future and that of your families will be placed in the gentle, wise, and skilled arms of Canada's topmost and most desirable politician, me. No, wait a minute. Will be placed in the most gentle, wise, and skilled arms of Canada's topmost, wonderfulest, desirable politician, me. That's better.
The halls with bells of holly, fa la 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 la.
I thought the mayor had a mandatory mask mandate.
Oh, well, but have you heard that our mayor is having some issues about her inauguration?
I'm not surprised, but at least she didn't lose the election.
Well, that's because her opponent caught measles and had to drop out.
Oh.
Just elected, just proclaimed. Besides, no one else wanted the job.
Now, my husband Ed heard that the mayor has hired an image consulting firm from Emo. They're supposed to make her more loved and appreciated in Knoxtown.
Well, good. Hopefully we'll be looking at a totally redesigned mayor. Knowing the mayor, though, that could take years.
It had better not. She wants to be remade by inauguration date.
You know what they say, you can't get good apple pie without the right ingredients.
Really? I didn't know that. Goodness gracious, look at the time. We better get back to singing.
Hello, Miss Mayor. Welcome to Image Consultant Associates, heretofore referred to as ICA.
I told you nobody would understand if you call our business ICA. It sounds like a grocery store. We're your image consultants who are experienced in convincing people to love and support their chosen leaders.
Ha! Maybe you should give me lessons on how to like you. Remember, the most important factor that one has to consider when attempting to influence others is body language. Then I use my pick, right? I've got a pick. I think I'm ready for the... Oh, and you're not taping already.
It's fine. Just keep going. We'll edit it out later.
Okay, because I'm just practicing to audition for the Candy Kings.
Hey, guess what, everybody? I just got this really, really important phone call from the ICA.
The ICA? What? The IGA? Oh, not that program.
ICA, Image Consultants Association.
What are they?
She wants us to act as image consultants because we are so professional at putting together a really quality video.
They want us to coach the mayor?
Yes.
On what? Humility?
They've got somebody else lined up for that one. We are supposed to teach appropriate body language.
Oh, body language. Oh, I don't know.
Well, it is. So I don't know about body language, but we certainly have created a loving, supportive, flawless kind of an environment for our tapers.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Fred, I think, would agree.
He certainly would.
Because she telling me.
The message is taken from Matthew 1 to 12. Before I start reading it, I'd like to remind you that...
No, just a minute. You said the message. The message is what I do. You should say the scripture reading today.
But I don't know if the mayor would be open to that kind of assistance.
Oh.
You could teach her about focus.
Yeah,
Yes.
I could, and you know, how you just talk without doing anything distracting ever.
No, that's right. The stillness, the absolute stillness that you provide, and the total focus. We're never not sure of where to place our focus. Yeah.
Can we start again?
Just keep going. We can edit it out later.
Oh, decorum and subtleness.
Subtleness, yeah.
I can do the decor bit. I read that one.
Preach it, sister.
That's why I get me laughing. Good.
It's just, it's amazing how good things turn out. We must be good.
Especially the lighting of the candle.
Oh.
I mean, that we have down to a science. That is so.
It's a beautiful thing.
We should go practice.
Oh yeah, definitely. We need a candle. Oh, there's a candle over there. Where are those matches? Hang on.
Oh.
Wow, are you under the toast?
The big guns.
And there's a candle over there. Maybe one over there. Can we get them over there?
Can we start over?
Just keep going. We'll edit it out later.
All right. Hey, which? You sure?
It ain't rocket science.
Right,
Right, I'm going to bossy rights, right?
Second.
Issues?
I don't know. This is a trick candle.
These matches are ancient. I'm not sure they will
Okay, hold on.
I'll get a bucket of water.
So, I don't know. I really don't think that we can help the mayor. She's a lot of work. And we're not that good. Like, we're good, but we're not that good. I think I know what we can do to help the mayor. We need to get her a good editor.
But where would we find a good editor?
It's tough.
I don't know.
Any ideas? Why don't you do it?
I guess.
Do you know how?
Well, I do all of yours, so yeah.
She does get a lot of practice.
She does.
Yeah.
She does. Absolutely.
I think that's
Willing? Willing?
As willing as I can be.
And you know what? If you can deal with his editing, you can deal with the mayor.
All right. I guess.
I think a good editor would really help her.
All right. It's a deal.
Cheers to that. Good idea.
Really?
I know this is a season of merriment, but sadly, I have some very disturbing news. As you have seen, the Blazo bird played a vital role in our Knoxtown escapades since the early days of the present century. The last time he or she, it was hard to tell, the last time it was seen was in December 2018. Where are you, Blazo bird? We miss your beauty, your color, your musical voice, your sense of humor, and your representation of good living in northwestern Ontario. Kenora and Knoxtown, side-by-side communities, relied on your spirit and love to spread the true meaning of Christmas season. If you have been kidnapped, a theory which is gaining momentum at this time, contact us through your brethren and sister in the bird community. If you have been assassinated, another theory, send your spirit to us so we know that you finally found peace. So I make an appeal to all of you. If you know the whereabouts of our beloved Knoxtown mascot, please do not hesitate to call the Ontario Provincial Police, the RCMP, or the Canadian military. What's this? I have just received a letter from a Miss Blazo bird, postmarked Warmland. Dear Knoxtowners, I have heard that you've been searching for me. Alas, I must confess, I eloped with my best ever friend, Bertrand Blazo, and have been living comfortably in Warmland for the last 2 years, except for those darn hurricanes. So far we have had 18 children, and all are doing well. Miss you all. Love, Blazy. Well, at least now we know.
Merry Christmas, Your Highness, or should I say Your Worship. We the Hardys understand you are wanting to be involved in helping us choose a slogan for our interest group, the Hearts of Knox. And of course you know that we are a premier quilting guild. Here are a few we would like to submit for your approval. Number 1, I sew, therefore I squint, was one that Donelda and Barb 1 and Barb 2 thought would be a ringer. Number 2, who are you calling a fat quarter? Lorraine and Sue and Linda almost came to blows over this one because Lorraine thought it was inappropriate. Number 3, as ye sow, so shall ye rip. Jeannie and Vicky and Pat and Judy loved this one. Number 4, sometimes you need to let things go as long as it is not fabric. Here's number 5, sewing fills my COVID days and my living room and my bedroom and my closets. That one Jan and Bev and Jane thought was so true. Number 6, I quilt, therefore I am. Number 7, I sent my kid to college so I could store fabric in his room. Marion and Dale thought this was a very good one. Number 8, may your bobbin always be full. Well, Eva and Wilma and Joanne and Wendy thought this one was the best. Number 9, good friends are like quilts. They age with you, yet never lose their warmth. Number 10, life is short, so buy the darn fabric. Lisa, Darlene, Joyce, Margaret Ann thought you might get a chuckle out of this, Your Highness. Truly, we don't give a flying fabric what you think, because our long-standing slogan is, a quilt is a blanket of love, and for over 25 years we've been putting this on the backs of quilts. God bless you, your worship, and your family, and Merry Christmas.
We are the K-Town Quilters, but we are changing our name to 3S Creations Incorporated. 3S stands for sweet, soft, and sincere, because we are nothing if not all of these. We are very efficient at gently transforming standard stock fabric into products to delight your needs and sensibilities.
3S is my foot. That stands for Susie's Sweatshop. And we have to do all the work so they can have a quilt rip-off sale in the spring.
And we are forced to do this to make money for Miss Susie and her henchwoman Linda. By the way, is henchwoman really a word?
Yeah, it is. I Googled it.
And of course, if they didn't install those 500-watt lights in the workroom downstairs, we wouldn't have to wear sunglasses. They said they did it so we could see better, but the real reason is so they can watch us better.
All right, already. Come on, you slackers. Back to work. Now!
You know me, Harpies. It's hard to get good help these days.
You know what else? We need something to make Knoxtown voters happy and keep them happy. And something cheap.
How about entertainment? People are forever buying TVs and subscribing to weird channels. Maybe we could offer wholesome entertainment for them that would be free for us.
Well, that's an excellent idea. Wow. What do you have in mind?
Let me work on it. I know a few people in this town. I'll see what I can do.
Okay, but just make sure it's cheap. By the way, what do you suggest I do to make myself more desirable?
As you have said many times, Miss Mayor, how can you prove upon perfection?
Cheryl! Cheryl! Cheryl, I caught the corvid! I caught the corvid!
What did you say?
I finally caught the corvid!
You got COVID? Ah! Just a minute! Eric Matheson, you caught COVID. How many times have I told you? Don't go up a ladder when I'm not home, and do not catch COVID. For Pete's sake.
But you don't.
What were you thinking? Certainly you weren't thinking about me, or about our family, or about Kenora. Eric Matheson, how could you do this?
Just stay there. Just a minute. Cheryl, I caught the corvid. I caught the corvid. The corvid is the family name for the crow and the raven family. And I finally caught one.
Do you mean that you caught the corvid, C-O-R-V-I-D, not COVID, the virus?
Yes, look it.
Oh, birders.
Knoxtowners, the Candy Canes would like to wish all their friends and fans in Knoxtown a very Merry Christmas and safe Christmas too, particularly in this disruptive era of the pandemic. During the long and difficult months ahead of us, we must ensure that we are careful to protect ourselves from unseen dangers. I am sure many others have told you to do this. When you go outdoors, be sure to use a pick on your cane for your safety and the safety of others. All the candy canes know that this winter your mask and your pick are your best friends. Merry Christmas to you all from the Knoxtown candy canes.
Well, you kind of messed things up for the mayor. Polls show she's bottoming out in the polls, losing her support.
If anyone is to blame, it's you. But we still have to work on the mayor's image.
Exactly. And how do you propose to do that?
Appearance! The mayor has to change the way she looks. Her wardrobe needs something that conveys humility, yet success and power.
How about a chain of office? The mayor of that little town down the street calls itself a city, and a special necklace called chain of office. In fact, I'm going to recommend our mayor call the Kenora mayor and see if she can work something out.
You know, good makeup can make her look like a totally new person. What she uses now worked a few decades ago, but this is a new era. Young voters expect so much more.
And it might help if she started associating herself with important people, like Tony Blair or Michael Jackson.
I've got it. Yolanda Van Noot will be coming through town in a few days. We can arrange some photo ops.
Bad idea. The mayor is convinced that Yolanda deserted her nephew, Humphreys, at the altar on their wedding day. Poor Humphrey, he hasn't been the same since.
Meanwhile, Yolanda goes on to become the agent for superstars right across the country.
Why is she coming to Knoxtown?
Didn't you know? She's representing the Candy Canes, a famous rhythm and dance group that calls Knoxtown home.
Back here again in Knoxtown. You will recall from last year the brilliant performance of the Candy Canes, the world famous entertainers. For example, this. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. A fa la 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 la. You see that I have been in mourning for what might have been. No way did I desert that Humphrey at the altar. He deserted me when we found that our minister Cheryl wasn't qualified to perform the ceremony. Or did he simply chicken out? Either way, I have been in mourning. However, I'm here to say that I'm hot on the trail of that elusive Humphrey, even preparing my exquisite wedding gown, which is at the ready, should Humphrey prove to be the least bit snareable. Hope springs eternal. Cross your fingers, your toes, and your nose for me. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Ta-da!
Why, hello, Miss Mayor of Knoxtown. I'm the personal assistant of Mayor Reynard of Kenora. He just received your letter inviting him to your inauguration and asked me to deliver his reply in person, because person to person is so much better than the mail system, and cheaper too. Congratulations on your win. Yes, it is certainly a humbling experience knowing that our respective electorates honor us so kindly. Now about the chain of office. You are correct. The chain of office is a wonderful way to convey to the public the sincerity and importance of the position as mayor. And yes, I wear it constantly. People in grocery stores and hardware stores stare in awe when they see me wear it. With the pandemic, the mask wearing, complicating our lives so severely, it is often the only way some of them can recognize me. In fact, my grandchildren love me to wear it to their birthday parties. Apparently, I'm the only grandparent in the family who has a chain of office. And the folks at the hockey rink tell me that it adds a real class to their games. Back to business. I have to put this nicely. No. You cannot borrow my chain of office. And no, you cannot buy it. Because if I did sell it to you, people would think that you are as important as I am. And where's the humility in that? And besides, you aren't old enough to wear a chain of office. Sincerely, Knoxtown chain of office wearing mayor.
Don't. Listen, the plot has gone to pieces. What we need something to relax with, and we can't get it going this way. But I know the person. I know the perfect thing. It's the manger scene. Let's start the manger.
We'd like to tell you a wonderful story about one night so long ago. There is a man named Joseph who is leading a donkey. Riding on the donkey is his pregnant wife Mary. They are heading to Bethlehem.
When they go to an inn at Bethlehem, the friendly innkeepers tell them that there is no room. But if they wish, they could use the stable, which the innkeepers make as comfortable as possible. And on that special night, Mary gave birth to a child. They did not have a crib for their newborn son, so they placed him in a manger.
While the baby sleeps in the manger, we will tiptoe outside and look towards a nearby hillside where shepherds are tending their flocks of sheep. Suddenly, angels appear to the shepherds, singing of the birth of a very special baby.
where they may find this wonderful child and proceed to Bethlehem, where they find the child lying in a manger with his parents Mary and Joseph close by. And now, look into the sky and you will see a bright star. It is shining upon this gentle scene. And far away, in another land, 3 wise men see the same star and know that if they follow its light, it will lead them to the Christ child. They mount their camels and begin their journey. And when the 3 wise men arrived in Bethlehem, they found the newborn child lying in a manger. And a great peace settles over the night, and they kneel in his presence, bow their heads in praise, and present gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Then all the people, both great and small, came to see the baby Jesus. And this is why, when we think of Christmas, we think of the lowly shepherds, the wise men, and gentle Mary and her husband Joseph, and of course, the baby named Jesus, that wonderful baby whose lessons are still teaching us to this day. Christmas is the season for miracles. The celebration of that birth and the story of that marvelous night give us the true meaning of the holiday. When we carry gifts of love to others, whether they are our families, in our town, our country, or our world, we carry gifts to the Christ child.
Joy to the Lord is come.
so, from all of us at Knoxtown, to all people everywhere, we wish you a very Merry Christmas!
Psalm 16 says, how excellent are the Lord's faithful people. My greatest pleasure is to be with them, and we're looking forward to being close to everybody in Knox. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Well, Merry Christmas.
Christmas to everybody at
Everybody.
Knox.
Wishing you peace and a happy Christmas, and stay safe.
Wishing you good health, happiness, and a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
Oh, where'd she go?